Howdy, it's Crafty Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover round one results for the Kingpin and Black Panther arenas, then quickly jump into a round two predictions. So, what were the round one results? So, for Kingpin 4-star feature, we see the top 800 come in at 15.2 million, and the top 10% come in at 4.3 million, and the 11% came in just a hair over 2 million. Now that's a pretty high number. That's kind of pushing up against some of the all-time highs that we saw with Green Goblin and Spider-Man Stark Enhanced. So definitely not falling into that Vulture and Doctor Octopus range, but more into those kind of upper echelon 4-star feature champs, new four-star feature champs, I should say. When we look at the 4-star basic arena results, as expected, Black Panther came in kind of right around Iron Man, a little bit smaller. Iron Man's cutoff was around 2.3, and in the case here, Black Panther, you see it was at 2.14, and most of you round up. Oh, she's just a hair away from that 2.2 roundup. And then with 11 to 25%, it came in at 1.55 million. And then similar to the 4-star feature for Kingpin, Kingpin also had a very high 3-star feature coming at, but in this case, it is now a new all-time high first round result of 1.51 million, taking that crown away from Green Goblin, who had it like 5.503 or 4, something like that. So Kingpin just nudges over, gets a new all-time high for the 3-star feature at 1.51 million, with 11 to 25% tier coming in at 643. Now, when we take a look like how the actual round one predictions against the trend lines, the trend line did kind of see, kind of put a guesstimate, if you will, got us in the ballpark that it would be a Kingpin would be on the higher end of the 4-star feature new champs, but not as high as he ended up. So again, even though this is within the 10% range for the 4-star feature, 14.5, if you only played to this, you did not get him. So unfortunately, this is the trend analysis did not pay out. Now, when it comes to Black Panther, kind of predicted with the trend line with Iron Man, similar to that being that 2.2, 2.3, 2.5 range, with 11 to 25% at 1.55 is the final result. It came in at 1.6. So this one was pretty spot on, just a little bit higher, but a little bit higher is okay. Much better than a little bit lower, like we just learned with the 4-star feature. Similar here with the 3-star feature, because it again had Kingpin at a higher prediction number. That was right. It got us close, but not close enough. So it's unfortunately a bad prediction. Now, again, with predictions, these trend lines do not guarantee that the future results will be, will be exactly the same as past results. That's kind of what that disclaimer is always in there, and that's why I always have the grind targets. In this case, even the grind targets were just a hair underneath the actual results. So hopefully, and I hear this from a lot of the folks who watch my predictions, that they go to the grind target a little bit above. And if you did that this time, if you do that in general, there's very few instances that I can think of where you'll not get the champion. In this case, if you went above the grind target just a hair, you ended up with Kingpin. So hopefully that was the case. And again, if you even played to the prediction this time with Black Panther, I know you're a happy person and end up getting the Black Panther. So what does all this mean, though, going into round two? So if we take a look at the trend lines for the 4-star feature new champs, you can see in almost every instance when you get a 4-star feature new champ that has a first round arena cutoff above 15 million, there's a decline going into the second round. That was in all cases except with Spider-Man Stark Enhanced. And I think what happened in that case, everybody realized how good Spider-Man Stark Enhanced was, so I think that really pushed it. I think the word's still out kind of on Kingpin. I think in general he's a decent champ. I think he might even be demigod, something like really good champ, but I don't think he's at the same level Spider-Man Stark Enhanced. So I think we will see a drop. I don't think we're going to see a drop like we saw with Green Goblin, where everybody realized he's kind of trashy as a power control champ. But I think we will see a slight decline from round one to round two. Now, when it comes to the 4-star basic, you can see, especially here with Iron Man and even Joe Fixit for the most part, there's a little decline with Joe Fixit, but with Iron Man, it was almost a straight kind of the same number almost. And I think we'll see something similar with that. When it comes to 11 to 25%, you can see that that number is pretty flat as well here over the last couple 4-star basic low interest champs. And I think we'll see something similar here again. And then, and when we're going by the trend lines, you let the trend line speak for himself, right? So it's not like I'm going to come back and come up with some goofy thing if the trend line doesn't agree with it. So we're sticking with the trend lines here again with the 3-star feature. We can see almost in every instance, if not every instance, where we had one of those high high first round arena cutoffs, even like with Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, it went from 1.4, almost 1.5 million, dropped down to 1.2. You can see with Green Goblin, it was 1.5, dropped down to 1.1. And even with Dr. Octopus, it was 1.4, dropped down to 1.2. I think you're going to see that here with Kingpin. Again, it's going to be, what, 1.5 now. It's going to drop down into that 1.3-ish kind of range kind of thing. And then you can see with 11 to 25%, it's been kind of flatline right around that last milestone reward at 640,000. So kind of to recap the round two predictions based off of the trend lines, we can see that Kingpin will have that drop in the first round based off of the trends, which is at 14 million. And then the top 10% coming at 4.5 million. And then if you even looked at the 11% tier, that was coming in right around 2 million and stuck even in the second round right around 2.1, 2.0 million kind of thing. When we look at the 4-star basic for Black Panther, I think that we'll see similar to Iron Man, kind of very similar, maybe a slight bit higher than what we saw for it was like right above 2.2, or sorry, right above 2.1, almost 2.2 this last time. So with the trend line holding right around 2.3 million and 11 to 25%, there's always a slight bump in the second round. So we saw 1.55 in the first round. I think that it'll get to 1.6 million in the second round, based off of the trend line. And then of course for the top 10% for the 3-star feature, we see that 15% decline, right? So it's 1.5. We'll see it get to 1.3 million in the second round for Kingpin, 3-star Kingpin. For the 11 to 25%, it's still hanging around that 640, 650, right above the last milestone reward. So again, this is kind of trend line based off of past arenas. So as we've learned, just here with the round one results for the 4-star feature and 3-star feature Kingpins, past results don't guarantee future results. It just gives us a ballpark of where the numbers we can expect. So thinking about those ballparks and putting a buffer on top of them to make sure you grind and get the champ you want. Kingpin first, the 4-star feature. You really want them? Go to 14.5 or plus. And for the top 10%, go for 4.8 million. And if you want that 11%, go to about 2.3 million. Now for Black Panther, if you really want to make sure you get him, go to 2.5 million. 11 to 25%, go to that 1.7 million. And lastly, for the 3-star feature, if you want to make sure you get Kingpin, go to 1.35 million. With 11 to 25%, go to 680. So these are my thoughts based off of round one results. Looking forward to round two results. Pretty interesting, the Kingpin. I kind of had a feeling coming in, and the trend lines kind of showed it, that Kingpin would have been, kind of a higher end 4-star feature and 3-star feature. I'm kind of surprised about the 3-star feature, though, that we set a new time high. I thought he would have ended up like the 4-star feature underneath the cutoffs for Spider-Man Stark Enhanced and Green Goblin. But when it came to the 3-star feature, his cutoff went over that number. And I think what's interesting, especially with the 3-star feature, for the most part, if you watch across the community, most folks use the 3-star feature to actually get the champion, whereas like only the people that really, really want them and really want to spend the whole weekend away grinding will go after the 4-star feature. But then it's like if everybody puts in a little grind time, they think they can get them in the 3-star. So maybe we might see that in the future when you have like a 4-star feature new champ coming in the 14, 15 million range. They might still push for that all-time high, getting to that 1.5 million range for the 3-star feature. But anyway, maybe something to consider for future arenas. So anyway, here's my thoughts. These were my thoughts on round one results, looking at round two predictions. Would love to hear your thoughts, especially if they're different. We can talk about it in the comment section, or if you have any questions on this, would love to hear about it in the comment section. Of course, if you like this or any other videos that I have in the channel, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. And if you liked this video, we really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up like button, please. And other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.